The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Tuesday, the 25th day of February 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lenders, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamel Hartman. She's Teray Tull. And Simone Vaughn will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in the news break brought to you by People's. How are you, Madam Tull?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't say too much. Just Bermuda problems, like the temperature, not sure what it wants to do, the Wi-Fi, doing what it does. You know what?
What?
I don't know who said it to me, but they're like, with the amount of competition here in Bermuda, small town, the Wi-Fi should be a lot better, huh?
Yeah, it should. Where are you though? Maybe it's your area, because not to brag, but my Wi-Fi always busts.
Well, I'm in your constituency, so.
Oh wait, you're in Southampton?
Yeah, so there, yeah, right in your face. Yeah, in your face. Yeah, in your face.
Yeah, I don't know about that, brother. You gotta check that one out.
Yeah, no, you saw that, right? But she was trying to throw shots and it just came like
I said it's a back of town Wi-Fi.
Yeah, see what they do now. And right in her constituency. See, look, ain't nothing happening up in Southampton like that. You ain't got it. Anyway, look, man, it's an interesting day today. It's got you've got the naming of the cabinet.
Oh, right, we do. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. I got a question for you.
I have a question for you too. You first.
Do you think there's going to be a new education minister?
I don't think there will be. Do I think there should be? Yes. Do I think there will be? No.
You want to place a bet?
I'm done bets with you. I'm done. Somehow you always win. I think I'm done.
I don't know anything. No, I don't. Audience, anyone want to place a bet? I think there will be a new education minister.
You guys don't place bets with Jamel. You're gonna lose. Don't place a bet.
If I'm wrong, I'll buy Teray a fish sandwich. You like fish sandwich, right?
From where?
Oh, that's important. Where would you like a fish sandwich from?
Let me think about it, and then I get back to you.
I can't choose.
No.
I was gonna get you something from Wendy's and bring it back to Bermuda.
Wendy's? See, you're a criminal. You're a criminal.
McDonald's got that fish filet, or then
So you think there's going to be a new education minister?
Yeah.
You have a way of manifesting, so maybe there will be actually.
You think anyone's gonna agree with me? I mean, audience, what do you think?
Let's see. Nicole Hasselda, she says most definitely a new education minister.
Yeah. So it was a rally I watched, because you all made me watch the rallies. And one of the rallies, David Burt, say what you want about him. People can say it's not smart. You can say it's evil, whatever. Two things are true about David Burt. He does work extremely hard. Whether or not that hard work aligns with what our needs are, two different things. But another thing, he's very calculated in doing things that he believes are going to make sense, right? Are they doing that? And he kept saying things like, I hear you. We hear your complaints, your concerns about education. He doesn't say complaints. He says concerns, right? And I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but when he says stuff like that, I feel like, okay, maybe did he just fire the education minister at the PLP rally at Francis Peck?
Yeah, I don't think you're thinking too much into it. You're right. I think he is very strategic and calculated. So it could mean a new education minister, or it could mean like some deep changes. I heard the education minister say at the polling station that they wanted to depoliticize education, which I don't really know what that meant, but perhaps we can expect some developments there too.
Okay. Folks, you know, that's not a discussion this morning, but anyway, greetings everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Kelly Madeiros on from Solstice. They're celebrating 10 years in a space that I don't think we embrace enough. A space we don't embrace enough. So I'm really looking forward to the conversation with Kelly. She's been on before. I love the approach that they take. I'd encourage people to visit their website, just go on their social media, but also make sure you tune in and engage with her today. The Daily Play is a Remember When. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some pressure on Teray.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to give her the opportunity to ask me a Remember When question today. So she's got between now and the end of the show to find a question. Because no, I heard a rumor that I'm the one that's always asking questions and da-da-da. I'm like, they can ask me questions. They don't put anything forward to me. So, oh, no, she's looking for a hard one, folks.
Oh, I'm on it. You know I'm on it.
So look for something, and I'm just going to get it right. I mean, Sherry tried that once with me, and I got it right. But anyway, folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Let's jump into today's discussion. Sancha, please, I encourage you all to ask me the question. Seriously.
Send me something, Sancha. Send me something on WhatsApp.
You're teaming on me? Really?
Oh, of course. You know how we do.
All right. Well, real quickly, before we get into today's topic, Traveling Trotty says yes, believes there's going to be a new education minister. Marquita Lee says yes, but who? Suzanne Ingham says, I sure hope there's a new education minister today. Depoliticize education. Can someone break that down for me, please? Well, I think he means the education authority, meaning there'll be less coming from him. You know, someone said yesterday I was somewhere, and we were talking about Owen Darrell's name came up. And you all seem to not like him and whatnot, for whatever reason. But it was said that he's actually, as far as a minister, doing everything we would expect of a minister. And what they meant by that is he actually lets the ministry run itself. And I was saying that's an interesting take. And again, people develop opinions about people because of personalities, but I thought that was an interesting take. But anyway, Teray, I said yesterday, I'm going to keep saying it, I think Elon Musk is one of the most evil people on the internet. Very hard to like him. I think he is, he's just not a likable character, and basically the acting president of the US, it seems. But in saying that, he did do one thing that I said yesterday I actually don't have a problem with, but I think many others will. But he asked, and I don't think it's his job to do it. I'm not saying I agree with him doing it, but he asked in his position for federal employees to let them know what they did last week.
Yeah.
I found that very interesting. So I said, you know what? Bermudians are always so critical of civil servants, public officers, government employees, and Quangos. I mean, you heard us talking about the Bermuda Tourism Authority yesterday, right? So I think this is a valid question. And audience, trust me, I'm not going to tear you down. I'm not going to talk bad about you. Well, I probably will talk bad about you. But my point is, I'm not going to judge you. No, I'll probably do that too. But you get what I'm saying. My point is, I'd like to know, how do we feel? How would we feel in Bermuda, right? How do you feel about government employees and Quangos having to share the results of their work with us publicly? Like, how would you feel about that? Like, do you think that the public is owed that? Do you feel like we deserve to know? Like, how do you feel about that? And, you know, the yes or no, do you think government and Quango employees should have to report their work to the public? Oh, Teray she gave that Sancha look in the ceiling.
It's an interesting question. I think I'm just sitting with it for a second. So I think we have to decontextualize, like, no one elected Elon Musk, you know, like, so he has no right and authority to take press conferences from the Oval Office or ask federal employees to report on their work. I also found some of the responses really funny. Like some people trolled him and were like, "Oh, I did ketamine I had ketamine for breakfast, and then I went to the gym for 3 hours." They were trolling him, and rightly so, because who elected you? You're not the boss of us. I do think that like efficiency is important, but I think that government employees and Quangos maybe are already reporting on their progress insofar as they have to do updates on projects. Like they're accountable to the public already. I don't think that their daily tasks need to be in the public eye. I think that would make things a bit more inefficient because they have to record their task and keep track of it and send it to people, and then maybe who's verifying it? Maybe they're not, being completely honest about it. So I think that causes more work in the long term. Do I think principally that, we should strive to have a more efficient kind of government service in Bermuda? Sure. Not too efficient because it's government. Like it's not supposed to be fast moving. And I think that's for good reason. But yeah, I think principally I'm with efficiency purposes, but to the extent is what matters to me. And also like for whose benefit? Because if it's for Elon Musk's benefit to then cut more jobs and say apply for another one, then absolutely no. But I think that Quango employees in government, they already have to. So maybe reporting on daily tasks isn't so necessary.
I actually was hoping I disagreed with you more, but I agree with you. I agree with Teray in this sense. If I remove Elon Musk out of the situation, if I say it's a new head of the Civil or Public Service that's asking for that, I think I would find it more valid, like, appreciate it a bit more. But I agree with Teray in the sense, like, now you're making them do more work. That's taken away from the task that they're there to do, right? You're creating more things for them to do that probably are not moving the needle. Maybe there's some sort of reporting that takes place. Like we heard the rumors. We hear the rumors that people think that, government employees don't do anything and they make these huge salaries. Well, first off, I don't think these salaries are that huge comparatively speaking.
True.
Yeah, they're not comparatively speaking. But number two, I think what happens, Teray, is in private entities, it's all about revenue and profit. In government, it's not necessarily the same revenue and profit, which is why people feel like government workers get away with things. But audience, we want to hear from you. As stated, Elon Musk, who I guess he's in Donald Trump's cabinet overseeing Department of Government Efficiency, known as, is it Doge or Dodge or something like that? Yeah.
It's kind of funny because there's like a Bitcoin called Dogecoin. So I was very confused that he adopted that slogan.
Maybe it's tied in because, he's like that. But we want to know from your audience, do you feel that government employees and Quangos, I'm going to pick one, well, not pick one. I'm going to use, if they think I pick one. I'm going to use the Bermuda Tourism Authority because it's easy, right? For me, we already know the work that they're doing based on their mandate because it's supposed to be heads in beds, right? So I don't think necessarily they would need to it would make a difference in how the public feels if they were to share what they did last week, right? Because at the end result is, well, people are still hungry because there's no one, in the hotels, right? Yeah. Now, they could also say, well, no, we're working on a marketing plan to fill the beds during the shoulder season, and this is one of the promotions that we have. Like, Bermudians, keep in mind, we don't see what's being marketed outside of our space. So like Teray in the UK, Jamal in Atlanta, we're not seeing what's marketed in New York, for instance, as part of Bermuda tourism. So maybe it could help an organization like that to say, you know what? I know people are not impressed with the tourism numbers, but here's the work that we've actually been doing, right? No, they do stuff like that, but it doesn't go off well. Why? Because, well, how much did you pay for that thing on Fifth Avenue in that window? And where's the tie-in? Where's there a QR code? Where's there something that's bringing people? Okay, you got a lot of Bermudian artists in a certain space. How did that equate to meeting your mandate? Audience, you're quiet this morning. Let us know, yes or no. Do you think maybe we should do an anonymous thing? Because you all, like, you're scared. What? You got public servants and Quango workers out there scared to tell on themselves?
I think so. Do you remember that video that kind of went viral during the election of that brilliant woman standing up and talking about being a civil servant?
Yes, she's still employed.
I think so, but I remember talking to someone and being like, "Oh, how brave and courageous," and they were like, "Yeah, but look at her. She's clearly on her way, like on to retirement." So I think there's definitely a big kind of silence about these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, no, you made a great point. Like, no disrespect to the lady, but I think Teray makes a great point that she's probably on her way out to retirement anyway. So the risk is less for her versus a person who's maybe in their 30s, 40s, early 50s, right? So I hadn't considered that, Teray. Maybe it can encourage others who may be on their way to retirement to, have her back, huh?
Yeah. I also feel like something is only taboo if a few people are doing it. If they're generally, like if civil servants are generally speaking out, then it wouldn't be so bad. I know that it's kind of, I can't remember if there's like a culture or if there's a general policy that you can't talk bad about your employer. I mean, that's just the case generally, but I think in government, it takes a different shape. But something I was going to say, Jamal, is imagine if you had a manager who made you report everything that you did. Would that be like micromanaging? Is that efficient? Because I'm trying to break it down from like the federal workers to a smaller level. Like imagine if you asked every TDH host or every TDH employee to like record everything they did leading up to a show. Like, what would that look like? Is that efficient? Is that inefficient? What do you think?
That's an interesting question. Is it micromanaging? Here's the thing. When you create an environment, it depends on the leadership and management, right? If you create the right environment, you shouldn't have to do that. Like, I would hope that no one on the TDH team would think that I'm controlling or any of that. I mean, I believe in, allowing people to express themselves. Just please show up on time. Please make sure that we are improving. Please make sure that we're effective in communicating. Please ensure that, we're not defaming anyone or be derogatory. Leave that to me. I'm sorry. I'm joking. I don't do that. But no, I don't think, and that comes from growth, because before I would try to do it all. And then you realize, no, you bring the intelligent people like the Therese, the Sanchez, the Simones, the Myers, the Larrys, you bring these people in, and the Phils and Tejas, the people that you don't even see, because you value what they bring and you trust them, right? So if I ever get into a space where I need you to tell me, so what are you doing? Like, think about it. Like, you guys, oh, okay, I'm available now. Like, I no longer ask you guys. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, guys, when are you available? No, like, you let me know. I've got my colleague, Hannah. She's, all right, Jamal, what do you need today? Like, I don't have to say, hey, what are you doing? Do you have time? Like, I just believe in creating the environment where people want to be a part of it and they don't feel like they're being monitored like a child. And I think that's what, when I see what Elon Musk has done, that's what it seems like. It does seem like that. And I would hope I would never, ever have to work in that environment or lead or manage that environment.
Yeah. No, I really like your response, because it speaks to the team of like people about having people that you trust. But I think because government is like the largest employer on island, I don't know if they still are, but they were. There was a point when they were. It takes on new meaning. But yeah, I think Elon Musk is maybe undercutting the process of organizational hierarchies, because they should have managers who are monitoring progress and doing those things. So I just don't agree with Elon Musk sticking his head in like that business generally. But even if I remove him from the situation, it still doesn't seem like a solution to efficiency or slow down processes in government.
Well, let's do something. Let's get the QR code on the screen. Let's see if it works, audience. Get your phones out. Hopefully you're watching on a different device. And let's use the QR code. And what we're going to do is, I don't know how to use the QR code, guys. How can I
just got it.
It worked? Okay, I got it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been that excited. I'm I forget I'm live on a mic. But use the QR code and let us know. Do you think government and Quango employees is anonymous? So you can feel free, and I'll share the results on the screen. But yes or no, do you think that government employees should be should have to report their work. I'm with Teray. While I think that on the surface, the idea seems great, the premise of it, I'm just not quite sure it's necessary or it'll be efficient. I think we're right there, right, Teray?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
definitely there. Also, we got some responses,
what
by
we
the
got
way.
in the audience? Please share.
Kenton Trott says every single government department should report what they do. Amori Simon says public servants already do yearly assessments that mean nothing. If this is used to weed out bad employees, then there should be a rewards program to encourage good work. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says yes, as we as the tax-paying public should know what is going on in the civil service. It does not have to be on a weekly basis, but maybe quarterly would be a good option. Manuela John says it would be fair to request a report if there was also a list of what they were expected to do. Did they have a fair objective? That's interesting. Mark Arthur C. Phillips also says the thing is, though, with the president being set by the recent PATI legislation, they make us pay for the information. Any information we request as a taxpayer should be free. And then Suzanne Ingham says, no micromanaging, just give me what I'm asking for. When my boss wants info, I get it to her as soon as possible. If what you have and she has is different, I dig deeper. And then Kenton Trott lastly says there should be KPIs, I think that's key performance indicators for every government section. I think this is part of the problem. Many of them have no KPIs. Oh yeah, he says KPIs, key performance indicators.
Interesting. I appreciate everything everyone's saying. Again, this is the daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure Trucking. But I want to share it. So we've got some results from the survey, and it looks like 8 people, only 8 of you have participated. 100 something of you tuned in, but only 8 participated on the QR code. But of the 8, 75% said yes, government employees should have to report their work to the public, and it's changed now, 9 people. So 78% said yes, and 22% have said no. It's changed again. 67% have said yes, and 33% have said no. Let's bring in. We need a QR code for people watching on their phones. That's a good. This is how we get better, because you all give feedback like that, and we're going to work on that, Rosalind. Thank you for that. Tori Russell says, no, they shouldn't have to report to the public. The public selected people to take care of their interests. The public should be holding the ministers accountable. Look, at the end of the day, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer in terms of what's best. What I do think is I agree wholeheartedly. This is probably the most I've agreed with Teray. Trust me, publicly too.
We debate a lot.
I know I do, Teray, because again, we want to hire people and trust that these people are going to be efficient in doing their jobs to the point that we feel the work that they're doing, that we don't have to ask questions. That's the point, right?
Yeah, that really is the point.
Did you or someone else say about incentives? Maybe if we asked for incentives, I think it was Amari Simons earlier, like basically someone said incentives earlier.
Yes, like a rewards program.
Yeah, maybe if we did something like that. We've got to bring Simone Vaughn in for the news, because we've got a very special guest, Kelly Madeiros, coming up. But I want to mention this. So yesterday, Teray, I was riding across East Broadway. And obviously, I've only been in Bermuda since Saturday, so I didn't know that these things were just put out yesterday, like about the nurses at the hospital and stuff, right? Didn't know that. I thought they were out from like the election. Well, apparently,
nope.
So there's some stuff happening down at the hospital. Did you know that?
I didn't know until I got the pictures in a group chat, and I said, wait, because I didn't see them. I was in Bermuda during the election. I didn't see them before the election, but now that they're there, it's hard to ignore.
Well, Teray, we're going to have some things to talk about later this week, because, we need nurses. We need hospital staff. It's bad enough people complain about the hospital like there's no beds, right?
Yeah, remember the woman in the video? I keep coming back to her. She was talking about the hospital.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to be a leader or manager at the hospital right now. But hey, let's give a shout out to Titan and Secure, and then we'll bring Simone in for the Daily Hour news break.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com, for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
Real quickly, before we bring Simone in, so I have to do this. So I was in Tanya. I went to my niece's sports yesterday. Yeah, she showed up. Yeah, she looked like Uncle Boat. Yeah, she looked like Uncle Boat here yesterday up at BI. She represented. Now, honestly, my niece got a couple of firsts in a few seconds, right? But I'm gonna tell you, BI, I'm not happy.
What
because
happened?
she came first in 2 days races. She gave a second. Replays on replay, because we got replay now because people video it. She came first. So I'm just gonna say that. But my niece represented, and I just want to give a shout out to BI and all the students that participated in the sports days. It's fun. I mean, I asked my niece yesterday what she enjoyed most, and she said she had fun, and that's what it should be about, right? They're young. It's just about staying active. But I want to give a shout out to everyone that stopped me on the street or even at the sports yesterday. But it was a one lady in particular. I was talking to a loyal TDH viewer yesterday outside of on Reed Street, on that corner of Reed Street and Queen Street. And a lady came and she stopped and she said, excuse me, are you, and she didn't know my name. So she says, what's your name? And I said, I'm Jamel. It's Jamel. So she says, yes. So I just wanted to say, congratulate you and thank you for what you do. And spoke about election night coverage and the like. And I want to say this, right? Because I said this on my socials the other day, right? I don't do this for plaudits. I do this because I love to engage and find solutions to things that are impacting Bermuda, right? I do appreciate everyone that stops us, and I know Mia and others, people come up to them and say, hey, I watched the show and so on. We appreciate it. It means a lot. It really does. But I'm grateful that you all get something from these conversations, whether it's the guests like Kelly Madeiros coming on today with Solstice. This was created for things like yesterday. Mia and Teray attended the event for Black History at Hamilton Princess, where Kathy Duffy and Patrick Tannock were being honored, right?
Mhm.
And I didn't even remember, because I forget who's coming on the show the next week until the schedule sent. And then just on back of that, we have someone who came on the show yesterday in the Honorable Jean Atherton, who is of that ilk, right? And,
Mhm.
None of the Daily Hour team knew about her, right? And that's okay. A lot of the audience, only 2 people knew yesterday. But this is why this show exists. This show exists to be an extension, to make sure that we're honoring, celebrating, educating, engaging, and just making sure that we're a part of you. So I'll tell you this. I'm not a drinker, but if I show up at your bar, I'm willing to talk to you. If I show up at your restaurant, I'm willing to talk to you, because through you, I'm learning too. So thank you for your feedback. Thank you for engaging us. Thank you for your support. It's very much appreciated. And I think I speak for everyone on the TDH team in saying that. All right. Let's hit the music.
Good morning.
Well, greetings. How are you, madam?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Well,
Feeling good.
I'm okay.
That's good.
I'm confused by the weather in Bermuda, though. I am. I'm confused.
Yeah, it's very bipolar.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that it will smooth out further down the road.
Yeah. Well, you're going to tell me about it today, because I'm not going to talk bad about Mother Nature this early, because then if you do that, then she's going to show up with some rain or something. So I'll let you do your thing. But you had a great weekend, Simone?
I had a very busy weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully busy means productive, Busy
it was productive. Yes.
Do you have a list for us, Simone? Do you have a list of everything that you did this weekend for us?
I see what you did there.
No, but yeah. Come on, let's go with it. Let's go with it.
What you got for us today?
So today's news break is brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Unfortunately, there were a couple of road accidents over the weekend and since Election Day, some ending in a fatality. Maya has the report on that.
A man has died after a road collision. Shortly before 1:30 a.m. on Sunday, February the 23rd, police and emergency medical services were dispatched to a serious road traffic collision involving a van and a motorcycle on St. David's Road, just east of the Southside Police Station. Upon arrival, officers met EMTs from Bermuda Fire and Rescue Services attending to the motorcycle rider, a male who had suffered severe injuries and was unresponsive. Emergency medical services personnel continued life-saving measures commenced by BFRS, and the victim was transported by the ambulance to the hospital for further treatment. Sadly, he succumbed to his injuries shortly thereafter. The driver of the van was not reported to have been injured. An investigation into this matter has now started. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Road Policing Unit on 247-1788. You may also call 211. Meanwhile, around 10:50 p.m. on Wednesday, February the 19th, a reported vehicular incident occurred in the Rockville Lane, Pembroke area. It appears that a car said to be driven by a 35-year-old Pembroke man attempted to park at a home located above another home in Rockville Lane neighborhood when the car was inadvertently reversed onto the driveway of the home below. Apparently, the driver attempted to park the car, was not seriously hurt, and was able to exit the vehicle before police arrival. However, he was transported to the hospital for medical assessment as a precaution. Another car, already parked outside the home below where the incident occurred, was also damaged. No other injuries are reported. Any witnesses can call 211.
Well, I just want to say, we say this too often, but just want to send love to the family, friends, and greater community of the individual who was lost on Bermuda's roads. Do any of you ride in Bermuda?
I don't. My family has really been kind of warning me against, I have my driver's license, I have,
Well, that's good. Do you ride,
I
Terry?
can get it wrong.
I drive.
So I was riding yesterday, and I shook my head, and an oncoming car saw me shake my head, and the lady was like, because I was turning into Divots, Belmont, right?
Mm.
And you know how they have that turn lane, and you come over, you turn. I was heading west and turning. The guy overtook a car coming towards me and literally came into that turn lane, and I just shook my head like, is really that serious? And the lady was like, and all I don't want to be, I'm not a preacher, and I'm not I'm not anyone's parent, I'm not your teacher or your boss, but if I can say one thing to people on the roads, whether you're in a car or on a bike, just slow down. Like, seriously, I mean, the roads are in very bad conditions, and all it takes is you to be going a certain speed and hit a bump, and it's done. And I don't know how to say that in a more loving manner other than slow down, if not for you, for your family, for your community, for those who love you.
Yeah. And also
It's very
practically,
serious.
Bermuda is a very small place, and we have a culture and habit of always being late. So people are expecting you to be late. So it's okay to be late, genuinely, just like on a functional level, be late and arrive.
I concur.
Hear, hear. So there has been another accident, this one involving one of Bermuda's favorite businesses, Ashley's Lemonade. Here's the update on that.
Ashley's Lemonade stand at the corner of Reed and Burnaby Street was leveled after a driver lost control of their vehicle. No one was hurt in the incident, and Ashley's Lemonade has since posted a statement thanking everyone for their calls and messages, thanking God that everyone is safe.
Yeah, that was very sad. I'm glad that there were, no one was injured. And once I found out no one was injured, and she'll be able to recover, and I know she's got the support of the community. But I wanted to kind of make a Mr. Photogenic joke about it. And
Oh, I was thinking something along the lines, when life gives you lemons,
you make lemonade. I like
that.
There you go. Oh no, that's the wrong sound. Sorry. Not the boo. Sorry, I was looking for the right sound. I didn't want to boo you. Gee. Yeah.
We got there. We got there. That was good, Simone. You ate that up.
Thank you.
She did. 2 points. 2 points. 2 out of, I mean, well, 10 points. 10 points. We get you 10.
Thank you. Well, speaking of businesses, we kind of touched on it earlier. You brought up the nurses, the signs out of the hospital. The nurses, a part of the Bermuda Hospital Board, are experiencing a different kind of turmoil. Let's take a look.
Nurses of the Bermuda Hospital Board have started a silent protest. The grievances that have sparked this movement: 7 years of financial neglect and lack of representation. Nurses have stated they are well within their rights to hold a march and other actions with appropriate notice given. The protest currently only includes signs placed around hospital premises and East Broadway roundabout. However, not all nurses are in agreement with the protest and believe some may have ulterior monetary motives.
Ulterior motives. So here's the thing with that. I'm confused by the timing. Anybody else confused by the timing? Like, would this not have made more sense before the election? You had more leverage.
So.
I know what I only know what Simone shared with us, because, like I said, I was just minding my business, driving to town and whatnot, and saw these signs, and I thought they were there prior to the election. So I'm confused.
In looking at the report, you can find this on TNN. Footage was courtesy of TNN. Some of the people were saying that it's weird, the timing of it. Some nurses were stating that maybe it has immigration to do with, or things like that, especially with Trump making all these changes. But who knows if that's the case or not. That's why we continue to dig deep into these issues, and maybe there'll be an update soon.
Indeed.
Yeah, so in the sports world, however, for all the football fans out there, here is a story for you, courtesy of Maya Palacio.
And in your sports-related news, the Bermuda Football Association is pleased to announce that its senior men's national team will compete in the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup prelims, scheduled to take place during the FIFA match window in March of 2025. Bermuda secured its spot in the prelims following the conclusion of the 2024-25 CONCACAF Nations League. The team will face Honduras in a home and away series, with the winner advancing to the prestigious Gold Cup group stage. The official matchup was determined by the CONCACAF rankings as of November 20th, 2024.
Maybe I should go work out, see if I can get in team.
I think they'll let you be their water boy.
Yeah, see, at least I'm part of the team. Don't they water boys still got a medal if they win? Sure.
Oh, they sure do.
That's right. Don't worry about you all.
So for the weather today, it's going to be a rainy day. We're expecting rainfall around the early afternoon, starting to get heavier during the latter part of the day. 70 degrees will be the highest temperature reached, while 65 will be the lowest. It will also be slightly windy, so expect it to feel a little cooler than the above temperatures mentioned.
Did you mention the R word just now?
What?
Rainy?
Did you say rain?
Rainfall? Yes, I did.
No profanity on the show while I'm in Bermuda. I'm just saying,
Yeah, sorry we had to greet you this way, Jamel.
Yeah, that's not cool. Hey, you know what? Real quickly before Teray does the days of the year. So my niece yesterday, my sister asked if I want to go to FedEx. So I thought we were going to FedEx. So she stopped at my nana's house. I saw a loquat tree. So I just went, let me pick up a loquat. Man, in the corner of my eye, I see my little niece running toward me with this big bag open. So now she's like, Uncle, can we climb the tree? Climb what? I'm 43. Climb the tree. So then I got up on like the fence to get some. Next, she had my phone. I didn't know she was recording it. So I shared a recording on the gram. They still call it the gram, right? That's still cool to say. The gram and the book. So I shared this video. But I'm like, and people talking about, man, climb the tree. Climb what tree? Like, folks,
Tarzan.
Your boy don't have it like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't climb trees. I pick where I can reach. I got up on the fence and that was that. But I will say, man, ain't nothing about a loquat. Nothing like a loquat. Now, I've got people in the US, and this is my question to you, or why I shared this, is they're asking me, what does a loquat taste like? And I don't know how to describe it. Like, what does it taste like?
Well, that's a good question.
I feel like it tastes like a combination of fruits, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, I know sweet.
Yeah.
What tastes like?
Is it
Which
tart?
fruits?
Yeah, which fruits?
A
Like
little
what?
bit.
What is
Some
it?
of them can be tart. Some of them can be tart. I don't really like the tart ones. Or the ones that taste like water? I don't like those
Yeah,
ones.
yeah. So we got tangy and sweet from Kia Verne BDA. What else, audience? Look what's taste like? I don't know how to
Like
tell
a
people.
grape if it was a mango, maybe.
Okay. Well, Charles is so smart. What a Rudy. Said
It tastes like a loquat.
Katie Lama says
Absolutely
tangy,
right.
sweet, tart, peach. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Ray, what do you have for days of the year? Anything cool today?
Yeah, today is National Chocolate Covered Nut Day. So this could be chocolate covered almonds, chocolate covered walnuts, chocolate covered pistachios. Like the list is endless. Do you guys like chocolate covered anything with nuts?
I love chocolate covered cashews.
Ooh, I've never
I've
had
never
those.
had that.
Sweet and salty.
Okay.
Jamel, what about you? Chocolate covered nuts.
I do almonds. I do chocolate covered almonds. Yeah.
That's my favorite too.
What,
That's my
yours?
favorite too.
Okay.
I like
Audience-
I like the milk chocolate over the dark chocolate though.
Yes,
Okay.
I can agree with that.
I thought, but isn't dark chocolate healthier?
Much
We're not
healthier.
talking
So much
about
better
healthy,
for you.
we're talking
It's so
about
much better
health.
for you.
Yeah, we're not talking about health. We're talking about what tastes better. This is true. Well, before we head out, we've got Mark Arthur Phillips. He says to the non-Bermudians asking what loquats taste like, he said, like chicken. I'm gonna let people know it tastes like chicken.
Okay.
Ms. Alan Kate says, tastes like a loquat. All right. So then we'll see you soon.
All right. See you.
Have a wonderful day. Folks, if you've appreciated the conversation so far this morning, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We have a fun conversation coming up with Kelly Madeiros. We're talking about Solstice 10 years in the mental health and wellness space. Important conversation, folks. Very important conversation. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in about 2 minutes, 44 seconds. Stick with us.
Join us as we celebrate 5 years and 1,000 plus episodes of community conversations on Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. The Daily Hour Gala takes place on April 26th at LF Wade International Airport. For more information and advance tickets, please send an email to admin@bermudacommunications.com. We look forward to celebrating all that's great about our community with all of you.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high quality functional products can be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses. Whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment, we provide 100% guarantee on approved loans. Simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
Bermuda Trivia, the Black History Edition, is now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Visit bermudatrivia.com or email Contact at bermudatrivia.com to learn more.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Teray Tall, I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lenders, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. We've got 5 years, almost 5 years of this community show and these community conversations under the belt. Almost 1,100. I think this is episode 1098. 1,098 episodes, almost 1,100 episodes. We're going to celebrate all of this on April 26th. We want you all to be a part of it. Because of you, we are we, right? That makes sense? Or we are us? Yeah. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Teray gave me the nod, so I'm going to trust her when it comes to the academia. Because, my grandma. Well, anyway, we've got a very special guest today. We've got Kelly Madeiros from Solstice. They're celebrating 10 years. Folks, if you know anything, if you listen to Craig Simmons when he comes on this show, right? One of the things he says to Ray, and you know this, is businesses. If 100 businesses start, 90-something percent, 90 of them won't last beyond 3 years. Whatever your industry is, this is an accomplishment. But in the mental health space, a space that so many people have said is underserved, underserved heavily, we deserve to give her the warm welcome that we're about to give her, and a round of applause. Let's give a warm TDH welcome to Kelly Madeiros from Solstice. All right, calm down. They went crazy for you just now, Kelly. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Morning. And congratulations on your 5 years. It's very exciting.
Thank you. Almost there. But before we get into the conversation and all the important stuff, got to ask you 2 questions. Your favorite chocolate-covered anything?
Oh, I'm definitely the chocolate almonds.
Okay.
Yes.
M&Ms, yeah.
Okay, we're aligned. And then, please tell us what a loquat tastes like. And please tell this person it doesn't taste like chicken. I need help with this.
Like a sweet plum.
I didn't even think of plum. Let me write that down. I won't forget it. But no,
it is sweet, but sometimes you get that sour one and you're like, oh, I really wanted the sweet one.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. And folks, just real quickly, when I was picking loquats yesterday, I wasn't trespassing because I know you all like to trespass. And no, I don't like running from dogs. So it was a public space where I was picking loquats because people say, well, I heard Jamel and Kelly. Yeah, I'm putting Kelly in this too. And Teray and Simone talking about picking loquats. And then when they got arrested or the dog bitten, they'll say, well, they told me that. Nope, we're not doing that. All right. So anyway.
One of the things that Bermuda Love is promoting this month is people going out in teams and collecting loquats so they can go back and make jam to give to people who need food. Yeah. So I love that idea, and I'm hoping to connect with them to let them know about a few secret loquat trees I know about.
I love that. I've never made loquat jam, but I've had it. And you've had it, right, Teray?
I haven't.
Man, when I used to work in Bermuda tourism, I used to love get it for clients per se, and but
so what does loquat jam taste like? Sorry, does it taste like?
Oh, good.
Is it like?
It's really good.
I'm very bad at explaining what things taste like. If you haven't realized, I'm not good at it. It tastes good.
Is it sweet? Is it sweeter than like the loquat?
I would say so because it seems like it's got more sugar in it.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's get into today's conversation. We've got a very important one. Kelly, this is not your first time here, but just remind the audience, tell them a bit about your background and what it is that you do.
Sure. So I am a social worker by trade. I did all of my training in Canada and then came back to Bermuda and started working with the Department of Child and Family Services, which was a really great experience. And then went into MWI, where I was there for about 8 years working in the acute mental health team, and then moved over and started and implemented the first Bermuda Mental Health Treatment Corps program. While doing that, recognizing there was a space needed for mental health that the community needed, and while supporting a family member of mine going through the MWI kind of acute mental health service, recognizing there was a space that they didn't belong in, and kind of that as they were being discharged was handed a list of psychologists in the community and said, good luck. And having been the social worker on that team for some time, I was like, well, this isn't the support that actually this person needs, and we need to figure out how do we get that person that support. So spoke to my business partner, Dr. Eloise Pittscrick, and that conversation after she accepted to take on this family member of mine, we talked about what would mental health look like in Bermuda. What when someone walks through the doors of a mental health setting, what can that look like and feel like? And we both agreed that it should feel like almost like a spa. You get treated like a spa. There's no stigma around coming in. You're being welcomed. There's drinks, there's food, nourishing the person, not knowing while you're sitting in the room. So that's how Solstice was started. That's my background. I did a lot of work within the homeless, mental health and addiction areas in Canada prior to coming back to Bermuda. And so my passion really has always been with mental health.
Well, you beat me to my next question tell us a bit about Solstice and its health services.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, that's amazing. I really, really love the approach to it and making it feel like a spa, making it feel like, I think one of the challenges with mental health, and, as a person who's been through therapy from a child through today, it's this stigma, right? It's a stigma that anyone who seeks clarity, therapy, or any type of assistance is crazy or, not right, and so on. One of the things I like about what you shared with us previously and what I've read and seeing your post on social media and your website is that Solstice takes a holistic approach. And we've seen this word thrown around by politicians in terms of how they're going to address, the roads or crime and the like, but just explain to the audience the difference between a general approach to mental health versus a holistic approach to mental health.
Yeah, so we know that just the holistic approach is combining traditional kind of therapies with different models of care. So not just that one-on-one talking therapy, but also incorporating maybe, the medical side, there's medication sides, there's the talking, but also recognizing that there's things like yoga that science has proven really helps with mental health. We have experiential therapies. So we're really enjoying offering surf therapy with our children at the moment, and hoping to put that into the adult service. And then this year, we're really focusing in on the nutrition bit of mental health. So really looking at a person as a whole, not just sitting and talking about mental health, but recognizing there's a lot of research that's come out now around gut health and that's impact on mental health. And so we do have a nutritionist who's joined our team, Nersha Douglas, who will be speaking at our open house on the 26th, and really being able to manage both someone's body and their mind, recognizing that you can't have one without the other. You can't have good mental health, with bad physical health, and you can't have bad physical health with good mental health. It really just, one comes with the other.
To Ray, if you don't mind, I just want to follow up because I think this is critical. I don't want us to move on from this without going a bit deeper. Audience, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to jump in as well. She's here to engage you. But I just want to go a bit deeper in terms of, you mentioned nutrition being so important. And I know I've heard people say over the years that they what's it called when they tend to eat it's a thing where they're saying, oh, I eat when I'm depressed or
they overeat or they binge eat.
binge eat and guilt eat. Like, is this a part of what you're talking about, or is it just someone who, you know what, they just don't exercise? Can you go a bit deeper on this? Because I had never made that connection between, you know, physical health and mental health.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, one of the talks that we're offering on Wednesday as well is around distress intolerance, which Dr. Shawnee Baisden is going to be talking about. And that's, we all deal with stress every day, some bigger stressors than others, but we all deal with stress. So how is it we deal with stress? And those behaviors of how we deal with it, whether it's eating, shopping, drinking, drugging, over exercising. There's so many things that we do to our bodies that it's the way that we've been coping. And a lot of times we don't even know we're doing these behaviors until we stop and really think about them and take care of ourselves. So there's overeating and undereating, and just being able to figure out why, and, you know, what are the behaviors that are impacting my mental health, my ability to function, both at work, within my family, my day-to-day, what's working for me, what's not working for me, and really making that connection between our bodies and our minds.
Wow. Kelly, that was really clarifying for me, because I love that you talked about like over exercising and then not exercising, because it shows that even something that can be perceived as a good thing, when you use it for the wrong purposes or overuse it, it can have a negative benefit. So I really love that. Solstice is celebrating 10 years of care in Bermuda. How has the mental health landscape in Bermuda, or perceptions of it, changed since this time?
I think we've come a long way. COVID helped do a lot of things, helped get the conversation going, helped to put mental health in the conversations with our young people, with our companies. So now, you know, a lot of companies are saying we have this kind of, you know, we have health insurance, but our health insurance doesn't cover a lot of mental health care. So we're going to actually have an employee assistance program within a mental health service. So we've been seeing kind of an increase in companies uptaking our EAP service. You know, Dan Kavanaugh, I think he's been on here before, did the adolescent mental health research. And that is an amazing piece of research that Bermuda owns and is being kind of sought after around the world. So he has done an amazing job and has had a team of collaborators between the Bermuda College, Warwick Academy, the Department of Health, Ministry of Health, us, Family Center, BHB. So we're all coming together, which is not something that necessarily happened years ago. And we're taking his research and we're actually applying the outcomes of his research to say, okay, you know what, the youth spoke to us. We were able to speak to, I think it was 2,700 middle and high school students. They told us that their literacy around mental health isn't great. We know that adolescent mental health and anxiety, depression, anxiety is higher than the rest, you know, in the higher category in the world. We need to do some work there. We know that they go to their friends first before they want to go to their families, their parents first, but the families also don't necessarily know how to talk about mental health. So kids are talking about it. And so what we've, you know, learned is that we have to incorporate different kinds of therapies from that, like the surf therapy that we're doing, our art therapy, you know, animal assisted therapy, things that people don't, the traditions of mental health, sitting in a room with someone isn't necessarily always going to be the right fit. You know, one of the big things that happened over time is prior to COVID, we didn't have telehealth accessible through insurance. And so when COVID came, we basically our business stopped. We didn't know how we were going to pay people. People didn't know how they were going to afford their private mental health care. We knew that there was going to be this tsunami of something, but we didn't know what at the time. So we spent days and hours and nights trying to advocate with the Bermuda Health Council to get telehealth insured so that people could get their mental health care. And so one of the positive things that came out of that was that all but one insurance company on the island has continued with telehealth, which has made a really big impact on accessibility for mental health around if you're at work or if you're a student, a Bermudian student who's away at school, but you already have a relationship with your therapist, you can continue that relationship, which is such a key part of mental health care. You might be at home sick, but you still really need that appointment. So you can do it from home. And if the clinician's away because they've got to go away for whatever reason, they still can see that. So things have evolved. Our relationships in the community have evolved. We're working much closer with all of our community partners. There's a lot of work out there. There's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a lot of destigmatizing we need to do around mental health. There's certain communities, there's older populations that just want you to get on with it and suck it up. So a lot of times we have people who come in the door and they'll sit down, in a room with me and they'll say, I don't know why I'm here. Somebody told me that I should come here. I kind of am dealing with this, but I don't really know how this thing works, counseling or therapy. And by the time they get out, they get up to leave, they're just like, you just hear that sigh of relief and they say, "Whew, I should have been here years ago." And so I think we're impacting people over time. And people aren't necessarily going back to their office and saying, I just came from therapy. That was great. Young people are. So young people, it's cool to have a therapist now. So,
When I was in primary school, they would ask like, oh, why do you come school late sometimes? And I'm like, none of your business. That's how I was when I was a child. But
because, those years you would have been called many things by everybody.
Now I can, like, as a Gen Zer myself, like, therapy definitely is cool or normalized. Sometimes relationships can feel like proxy wars between therapists because, like, you're like, oh, my therapist said this, my therapist said that. So you're definitely right. And you spoke about this a little bit in your earlier response. But can you tell us who is the ideal client for the services and workshops that Solstice offers, or whether it's a kind of tailored approach?
Yeah, so we Solstice, we see the whole lifespan. So we see children as young as 2 all the way through the lifespan. And one of the things we are launching this week is our longevity center, which is looking at kind of the long span of good brain health. And how do we assist making sure our brain health is long? We know there's a lot of talk about dementia and Alzheimer's, and how do we kind of assess where we are at now? What are the things we can do to slow down the process of Alzheimer's and dementia if we can, if we know it's in our family? We can do assessments. So the Solstice is open for everyone, individuals, couples, families, students. We will see every age group. The workshops that we're offering this Wednesday from 12 to 4 are geared towards the general public. Our open house is going to be from 12 till 2, and the workshops are 12 to 4. You need to sign up on our website about those. We are almost full in a couple of the workshops, but the idea is to get people in the door. This is our 3rd time moving. We've been in our current location for the last year. Hopefully we're not moving again. The idea is to get people to come through the door. And if you've been contemplating or you want to know, what is Solstice? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Who are those people in there? I've heard this, or I don't know. And the idea is to get people to come in the door, feel the environment, look at the space, talk to the staff, the clinicians, and then say, you know what, that does feel like a comfortable space. I did connect with a clinician who does work on couples counseling or individual therapy or this kind of issue. And then hopefully that will get people to feel a lot more comfortable about making that phone call and saying, I'd really like to come in and meet that. I felt comfortable. I felt my information was going to be confidential. And then so those workshops are open to anyone as well.
I love that. What are some things that you have coming up at Solstice that may be of interest to those who are seeking your services?
Well, we have on Wednesday, obviously we have our open house, which is the beginning of our 10-year anniversary. So the open house is 12 to 2. And then our workshops are from 12 to 4. We also have a women's hormone health group that one of them, we have one is full, but we've opened up for another group, and that is one of the very popular topic these days is hormones and menopause, perimenopause for women, and recognizing there's not a lot of support out there to get answers, to connect with peers, to get good sound guidance on hormone balance, medications, eating. So that group's coming up. Other things that we have a really popular and great children's program that we've had since our 9th year. We started with Lego Club. We now have on Saturdays have a really great children's program, which is around groups of good fit. So we talk to parents and see the child and say, what are some of the challenges you're seeing in the school and how can we support those? And so someone might come in and say, well, they don't, we're working on this, we're being challenged with this. So we put them in groups of good fit, and we have clinicians working in these groups on Saturdays. Prior to COVID, we were at about 60 to 80 children every Saturday. We're just starting to get back up to that kind of between that 40 and 60 range where we're seeing children and it's making. So those programs are going on. We have camps during the camp holidays, the summer holidays. And one of the things we start in April is our surf club. And so that's a lot of research is coming out around using surf therapy with children. And so we've had a few of those groups. And so we'll be starting that next in April.
Nice. This is a lot. It's quite a lot. And I hope that you are taking it in. And even if not for you, someone maybe looking for some of the services, reach out. We've got Karen Simmons. And audience, if you have any questions or comments, please send them through. Karen Simmons asking, does Solstice have a crisis helpline, especially for young people?
That's a great question. We don't have one, but what's come out of Dan's research is that this is needed. And so I can say that I was in a meeting last week with our community partners who are all working very hard and trying to get that launched before the summer.
All righty. That's great. We've got Mark Arthur C. Phillips asking, why do we have some insurance companies that don't recognize some therapy practices? Let's go a bit deeper on this. What does it look like? Because one of the concerns previously was that mental health isn't covered by insurance. Where are we at with all of that?
I wouldn't say things have gotten much better. Definitely every insurance company covers mental health differently. That's why our intake process is quite, we talk about when someone calls and they want an appointment, they'll call and talk to one of our therapists for a free intake appointment. They'll tell us what insurance they have. We will give them the cost of the session, what the insurance will pay and what the copay will be. This is something we always advocate that people go back to their insurance companies and advocate for. There are certain insurance companies that do better than others. Mental health isn't just a one appointment fix. It's a process. You have to be able to trust that person. If there's trauma, the trauma work takes grounding. Then you can go in for some of the work, but you also have to be on the other side of that work to be able to make sure people are coping well with having gone through that trauma. So, covering 6 appointments on your insurance policy isn't going to be very helpful to get into a lot of that work. So a lot of the times we come back and ask our clients who complain to us about the insurance coverage to go back to their insurance companies and inquire why mental health isn't covered similarly to physical health. So that's it. And there's, unfortunately, I think GHI is one of the ones that we get challenged by because the coverage for the GHI is quite low and they don't cover telehealth.
And GHI is government health insurance plan? Okay. No, I heard people say that. I didn't exactly know, but in saying that and addressing this, and not to get too political, but do we need legislative change to address the way that mental health is treated as far as being covered by insurance?
I'm not sure about legislative change. I think it's going to be up to the insurance companies to review the coverage that they provide for mental health and find out and, look at that and evaluate it and say, okay, we cover this much for physical health. Why are we not covering the same amount for mental health? Physical and mental health should be treated equally. Like I said earlier, if we don't have our, mental health, we don't have an overall health. And so we really, I believe we need to really be focusing on treating the mental health, because with good mental health, as if people can access that, they're going to be better employers, they're going to be better family members, they're going to be better community members. We're going to prevent kind of generational mental health trauma. And so there's such a huge need to invest in mental health and the coverage and getting it accessible. As a private company, we get a lot of pressure from people in the community because we provide mental health, and there's almost this, we often get like, well, can't you see them for free? And why is there so much money? Why is it expensive? And so I would say, we don't get coverage like physical health. We also have, within Solstice, we have a training program for Bermudians. A lot of the, at the hospital and in government, it can be quite difficult to get into certain areas to be able to get training hours to get accepted into competitive training programs. And so when we started Solstice 10 years ago, Eloise and I were very committed to making sure that Solstice was a place that Bermudians could come, knock on the door and say, I really want to get my master's or my PhD in psychology. I need this experience. I need these hours. Can I come and work here? And so that internship program has developed over time. We're so proud of this, this program. We have at least one person every year has gone into some kind of clinical training program of their choice. And so that's something we're excited about. But what's evolved out of that is we've ended up hiring staff that come at a cost, who might not be generating income, but they are contributing and they are getting employment, and then they're getting all that they need to go off to college or university and hopefully come back one day and work in mental health in Bermuda, because we know there's a shortage of mental health workers. Just this year, we did have our first intern come back and start working at Solstice. So that is really nice to have a first, our full circle of having an intern 9 years ago. She went away, got training, got her experience, and has come back as a child therapist, psychologist.
Congrats on that. We've got Carl Otterbridge says, I'm a satisfied client of Solstice, and I'm happy to hear your show host mention Gen Z openly talks about seeing a mental health professional. I'm 58, 30 years ago, that would have been social deletion, especially in Black Bermuda. We've also got a question, Charles H. Jefferson II asking, are there any grants that provide opportunities for the uninsured or underinsured to receive treatment from Solstice or somewhere else?
So we do, I can talk from Solstice. We do have a low cost program. So if people call in and they say, I want to access your services, this is my situation, we do have a pathway for low cost services. In the community, obviously MWI is a great kind of free resource to our community, so you can walk in there or call for an appointment. I know the Women's Resource Center does offer some mental health treatment care for women. I would say we often do see a lot of clients who their insurance maxes out, and so we don't, and we do a lot of pro bono that way. We also have in our groups program, we do see quite a few kids without charging any, that's where we can invest the most into our community, and then getting out into the community and doing some community work in terms of low cost. So we have low cost. We do see some kids for free. There are limited, and we are challenged as a community in mental health being able to access it for that non-urgent care treatment that people really need.
All righty. Kelly, you've got some events taking place tomorrow. Where can people go to not only learn more, but stay connected with all that Solstice is doing?
Yeah, so on our website, which is solstice.bm, it talks about everything that we can do, everything that's coming up. You can sign up for our workshop. So on this Wednesday, we are really inviting and thanking the community for your support, and we hope you'll come in and talk to us. That will be from 12 to 2. There's 2 entrances because we've got 2 separate buildings. We've got our adult kind of center, which is on 18 Parliament Street across from Hamilton Pharmacy. And then we have Clovelly House, which is across from Sears or shopping center on Victoria Street. So there's 2 entrances. It's connected by one hallway. But there will be people at both entrances there. So that's 12 to 2. Come in, talk to our staff, see the environment, and yeah, have some coffee. We'll have some treats. And then between 12 and 4, all the workshops are there. So our first one is 12 o'clock, and that is going to be called Let's Talk About Sex. So that is our team of clinicians who do sex therapy, intimacy issues, couples counseling, divorce coaching, mediation. So that's kind of going to be talking about relationship issues. And then at 1 o'clock, which is almost full, it probably will be full this morning, Breaking the Cycle, Addressing Developmental Trauma in Children. We will rerun these workshops throughout the year, especially if they get full. So that's at 1, and that's Dr. McManus, who is our psychologist who's just returned to Bermuda, and that's with our child and adolescent team in our Growing Mind Center. At 2 o'clock, Dr. Shanae Baisden is going to talk about Fake It Till You Make It. And it's going to be what I talked earlier about managing distress and tolerance. So how do we get through life managing our stress, because we're all going to have it in a more positive way than a negative way. And then at 3 o'clock, we have two workshops going on. One is around with our new nutrition program. And so we're launching that nutrition program. And that's what we were talking about earlier, like connecting that gut health and our physical health with our mental health. So you'll get some good tips on that. That one's almost full as well. And then we also are launching our longevity center. So that is, again, about that older, aging gracefully and with good brain health. So we know that we need to be really focusing on our brain health right now, and also the caregivers of people who are supporting those who might be aging or experiencing symptoms of dementia and Alzheimer's.
One last question in the most concise way, because we've got to run. But I know one of the things, going back to what Teray said, I think what we're also challenged with in 2025 is that going to therapy almost seems like cool, right? And cool to the point where some people are going and just to be validated in how they want to treat others, right? How important, I mean, my therapist holds me accountable. Sometimes it just annoys me, but anyway, it's not about me. But in saying that, but that's, how do we go about choosing a therapist that's going to actually help us versus just choosing someone who validates our feelings, right? Like, if you can speak to that real quickly.
That's a great question. So therapists all kind of have modalities that they really enjoy working through. And so I would encourage people to go on websites of clinicians of their choice. There's lots of great therapists across the island. And go on the website, see if you can figure out what approach that they're taking, and then look that up and see if that kind of talks to you. Is it a cognitive behavioral therapy where we're looking at our mind and our behaviors and how they're connected and what we can change? What kind of models of care do those clinicians use? At Solstice, when someone calls for an appointment, they give a little bit of information about what they're calling about. And then, the psychologist who oversees that call will say, okay, this is the presenting concern. We know that one of our clinicians enjoys that kind of work and does well in that work. And so we're going to pair that person up with that clinician. Unless someone calls and says, I want to see Kelly Madeiros, then they will see me. But if they get into that appointment and they, we've made this match and we've made this appointment, they can then call us or email us, and they can say, actually, that didn't feel like a great fit for me. Could I try somebody different? And nobody gets offended by that. We know that not everyone is for everybody. People are looking for different approaches. And so we do our best to try and align that with the presenting issue. But I always say shopping, therapy is like shopping. You have to find that right fit. Absolutely. So it's important for the work to be done and for you to get what you need to get better and manage whatever's going on in your life and get good mental health care.
Indeed. Kelly, this has been amazing. Thank you for the in-depth conversation, for the information. Tomorrow starts at what time?
12 o'clock till 2 is our open house.
All righty. Let's hope that no one uses profanity tomorrow and mentions the R word so that I can stop by. No rain, folks. No rain. When you're traveling on Bermuda, we don't have the car, right? So let's hope no rain. No, I'd love to just come by to the open house. If not someone, but one from our team. We appreciate you trusting our platform and engaging this audience. So all the best, and please don't be a stranger. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
All right, Kelly Madeiros of Solstice, folks. If you're in town, if you're around, go check out the open house. If you know someone who can benefit from the services, if you can benefit, reach out. One thing I respect about mental health is the confidentiality. I know that's a concern that so many people have, but I think that's one space you don't have to worry about it. We're going to take our final break to then we'll come back. We'll see if she can get me on the Daily Play as well. But I don't think so, but we'll see. We'll be back in 2 minutes, 32 seconds to wrap it up. Don't go anywhere. In the meantime, give us a like, love, follow, share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues, and we'll see you on the other side.
I think we're still here.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Nova's Ark Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Join us as we celebrate 5 years and 1,000 plus episodes of community conversations on Bermuda's daily talk show. The Daily Hour Gala takes place on April 26th at LF Wade International Airport. For more information and advance tickets, please send an email to admin@bermudacommunications.com. We look forward to celebrating all that's great about our community with all of you.
All right. Who was the first woman to become not just the first female opposition leader in Bermuda, but throughout the entire British Commonwealth?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Hey, buddy. Hun, who was the first woman to serve as opposition leader, not just in Bermuda, but throughout the entire British Commonwealth?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Mason, what did you say?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Dame Lewis Brown Evans? Where do you find that?
Mommy playing Bermuda Trivia.
Mommy playing Bermuda Trivia.
Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. Good job.
It's true. Children are a reflection of their environment. Bermuda's favorite trivia game, fun with a purpose. To educate, to entertain, to inform, to inspire, to learn, and to enjoy. Bermuda Trivia, all volumes now available at various stores throughout Bermuda. Visit bermudatrivia.com to learn more and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Kelly Madeiros, folks. If you've just tuned in or if you caught any part of the show, whatever platform you're on, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, LinkedIn. Oh, no TikTok, I'm joking. But Give us a like, love, follow, share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues, just to make sure everyone has access. We did get Kelly responded. 18 Parliament Street across from Hamilton Pharmacy is the location. That question was from Miss Ellen K. Horton and Suzanne Ingham. How can you get a hold of me? You can send an email to me, Jamel@BermudaCommunications.com. Jamel spelled as it is on the screen. All right, so you can hit me up or just go to my website, and I think you can write somewhere on there. I don't know. I haven't been on there in a while. All right. It's thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House Lenders, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can have these chats with you on a regular basis. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, I guess Twitter X, and all those other things. Yeah. So what you got?
You ready?
What you got?
You know, I think you're going to get this, and I want you to get it because it's Black History Month.
Okay.
So, Bermuda hosted the first regional international Black Power conference. What year was that conference held?
I don't know, but I'm gonna go with the 70s.
Close.
The 60s. I'm gonna go with 68.
Oh, you're good. You're close. You're very close.
Nobody else got it.
Well, let's see what they say. But the first regional international Black Power conference was held in Bermuda in 1969, from July 10th to the 13th.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, the reason I said 68 because I think that was the year Dr. King was murdered. Was that the year Dr. King was assassinated? But Charles and Joe Eve got it. Congratulations to him. All right, Teray, you got me on that, sister. You got me on that.
You were close, though. You said 1970, and I was like, okay, this is pretty close. And then you said 1968. So you were on it.
I sandwiched it. I'll do better next time. I'm out here looking like Sancha and Sherry, but it's all good. It's all good.
Goddamn catching strays.
Yeah. Anyway, final thoughts on today's show. I mean, we had a conversation about accountability by, those on the government payroll, Quengos, and we also mentioned we had the conversation with Kelly Madeiros about mental health. So what are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I think Elon Musk needs to get out of the way, point blank period. And I think our conversation about efficiency is one that I see continuing in Bermuda, because a lot of people, like, this isn't the first time that people have brought up efficiency in Bermuda, but I think generally it's not an efficient tactic. But I want to go to the Solstice conversation. That was a really great conversation with Kelly from Solstice. I just love their name, but also the work that they do is incredible. I really also loved your question about kind of having a therapist who challenges you, because I think some people do go to therapy to feel good about themselves. And it's like, it's supposed to be, I think, a bit uncomfortable. But something I also wanted to add is we were talking about insurance and coverage in Bermuda. I didn't want to say this while we had Kelly on the screen because I didn't want her to take any heat, but I think GHI is the only insurance provider who doesn't cover telehealth services. And actually in the PLP's platform, they talked about them being committed to encouraging the use of telehealth services. So it'd be curious if we don't see any developments on that end, considering that they've pledged to it in their platform and they remain the only insurance provider who doesn't cover it. So looking forward to developments on that front, but it's really, really important work that Solstice and all other mental health providers are doing in Bermuda. Because we talk a lot about like cost of living and, how all these things have an effect on our ability to provide nutrition for ourselves, to buy quality foods, all those kinds of things. But I think there's a deeper conversation to be had about the effect of our environment, whether that's political, social, on our mental health. So it's always really great to kind of hear people who are in that industry. It's very refreshing.
I agree. As far as the discussion this morning, I get the premise. I'm just not sure, as you said earlier, it's the best way forward. As far as efficiency, I think, we need to be focused on results. Like, everyone needs to have goals and incentives to meet them. If they don't meet the incentives, that annual review, then you know what? This may not be best for you. But I don't think it should be used as a political tool, which I think is being done in the United States. But as far as the conversation with Kelly, I always appreciate conversations with people like her because I think we need to normalize this. As long as this platform exists, we're going to normalize having these conversations that may make us uncomfortable. I've never had a problem as an adult, having that conversation with people. I think, Teo taught me years ago, it's okay to have someone to talk to that's not a friend or a relative. Like that, we should all be comfortable with that. Some people go to a bar, that's their therapy. Is it the best? Probably not, because at that point you're putting other people's lives at risk. So appreciate them. Congratulations on 10 years at the and wishing them a lot more at the helm and years of success. And when I say success, of helping people who need your services. So you've got some daily inspiration for us, Tori?
I do. Again, aligning with Black History Month, when W.E.B. Du Bois was asked about the honor of becoming the first African-American to earn a PhD at Harvard, he replied and responded and said, quote, "The honor, I assure you, was Harvard's." And that made me laugh, but I love it.
He's the author of Negro.
I think I know which one you're thinking of. What is it?
The Miseducation of the Negro. Yes.
Yes, that's him.
Okay. I've been reading that book for like the better part of 12 years and still haven't finished it, by the way. Don't judge me. But yeah, he's brilliant. He's brilliant.
And it goes on to say, our talent is true, our worth is unbounded. Move forward with grit and confidence.
Yeah, I like that. Man, I want to say something like that to somebody.
Right? The honor, I assure you, was Harvard's.
Brilliant. They don't make them like him anymore, folks. We've got to get out of here. I have a meeting to go to, actually. So don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lenders, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to this again with you tomorrow. She's Teray Tall. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.